What's up, people? It's Firefish Trace, and today we're doing a gameplay breakdown of
GERAS is the guardian of the hourglass, a celestial object which lies beyond the realms.
That's right, the bodyguard for time, the big man with the big fist, GERAS. And we've got some extra gameplay, so we'll get to know if this is actually a projectile parry, or what's the difference between this back throw and this back throw. Buckle up, because we're taking a deep dive into some of his buttons, strings, and special moves. We'll get to see his fatal blow as well as a fatality. This is the GERAS character breakdown. Now let's start things off by taking a look at some of his buttons. I did not personally get hands on this game, so I don't know exactly what these buttons are, so I'm just going to call out the moves that he does. And to start things off, we have this big overhead wheel kick into a sand splash. Now this will hit a ducking opponent. It looks to have good range and be hard to punish with how far it puts the opponent away after a block because of that splash effect. Speaking of splashes, the jumping body splash makes its return from MK11. Now this is a very good move as a combo starter. It can catch opponents by giving it a weird jump arc, which is always good for a character to have when you want to jump in combo. Now let's take a look at some of his strings. We'll start here with his jab string that's similar to the 1-1-1 from MK11. This looks like a 1-2-1 into a grab animation, knocking the opponent down with the combo and then launching them through an hourglass. This is very good damage for a single string and from a standing jab punish without using any resources. Next we have a forward 2-2, which is a big overhand right into a launching string. It looks to be similar to his back 2-2 from MK11 and is special cancelable. Next we have this very interestingly animated string. It's this chest bump into back wall and to tackle you through the wall combo. He leads with his chest here, and what's interesting is even if the chest bump does not hit, the wall will come out. So this string can be thrown from distance, giving him a decent amount of range. And as always, a two-player animation always looks good, but this one looks especially brutal. We follow that up with this low 4-4. This string starts with a low hit, which is very good when paired with that overhead that we saw earlier in the video, as giving mix-up options to GERAS. Also, once the second hit of the string connects, it gives a pop-up to the opponent. Now this is a meterless pop-up and gives air combo potential. Speaking of air combat, the big man gets up there. GERAS has multiple different air combat options. He has an air 1-2 that can be ended in a side switching pile driver tombstone, or it can be a face palm choke slam to remain on the same side. He also has this with an air 2-1 into the side switch pile driver or the same side choke slam again. All of these options leave you right next to your opponent to continue pressure at the end of the combo. He also has this flying knee, which adds a little bit of corner carry to your combo. Now let's get into his grabs. This is his regular backwards grab. He says drop down and get your eagle on, pulling you into the bulldog as a clone comes down and stabs you in the back with a time axe. And then the clone stays and he's just like, yeah, I'm out. Now let's compare that to this grab, which we saw in the trailer, which is his command grab. We don't know if this is mid or high. However, it does have the ability to let you decide which side you want to end on. You can choose either left or right. This grab does have utility when it comes to the corner though. You can either use it to throw your opponent into the corner, or you get this special ability when you're throwing your opponent out of the corner that the wall appears and you get extra damage by kicking your opponent through it. Now this is GERAS, so as we get into his special moves, we have to talk hourglass. GERAS has this special move in which he can set an hourglass out on the field. It in and of itself does nothing. However, once you get to 3 hourglasses, you get the ability to then freeze time and freeze your opponent. It will teleport GERAS to behind where his opponent is. GERAS is able to hit the frozen opponent, and the last hit of whatever combo he does while his opponent is frozen will be the reaction of the opponent once they unfreeze. This can be used at any time once he has those 3 hourglasses stocked. However, it is a very good counter zoning option. Now you can stack those hourglasses using the special move, or remember this string right here? That giant hourglass he throws you through counts as an hourglass in the stack. Other utility of the hourglass, once you have all 3 stocked, if you use the enhanced hourglass move, then it will rewind time, also rewinding any damage you took during that time. This move could be used as a less costly breaker if you have the bar available. Next we have this sandstorm move, and this is similar to like the up sand that he had in MK11. It can be done mid or far, and it will launch the opponent in the direction that it hits them from. So if it hits them in front of them, then they'll be launched backwards. If it hits behind them, they'll be launched towards you. This move can definitely be used as a meterless combo extender, popping opponents up into the air for air combat. Also, like MK11, when this move is enhanced, an hourglass will appear and the sandstorm will come out once it reaches 0. And guess what? That hourglass counts towards one of the 3 of your hourglass stack from the move previously mentioned. Then, of course, we have the sand burst. This was his wake up 3 in MK11. This sand burst is basically a get off me move, and it's used as his armored move, good for exposing gaps or waking up. It also has a slight pop-up effect when used against airborne opponents. And GERAS would not be GERAS if he didn't have his time freeze. With this version of the move, you can either end on the opposite side of the opponent, hitting them with a big hook around the back, or you can choose to remain on the same side, dropping in with an elbow from the sky. When enhanced, it has a similar effect as it did in MK11, however, the visuals look so much better. You freeze your opponent in place and are able to combo them, popping them up with the last hit of the combo to continue into air combat. Now this last move is something new for GERAS. He coats himself in this sand armor, and then when he's hit, he will retreat back to the position in which he coated himself in the armor. This is crazy because he takes no damage when he's in that armor. He will just retreat, reset time to where he was when he coated himself. This adds to the good defense of the character already and can definitely be used as a counter zoning measure. And when you enhance this move, it gets even crazier. GERAS is able to freeze time completely, however, he's still moving. What he's doing during that time is putting in inputs for his sand clone to do when time is unfrozen. And then he moves independently of his sand clone when time unfreezes as well, giving it a very puppet character feel for just a few seconds and definitely increasing the combo potential. This move is going to be insane for any GERAS masters out there once this game releases. So, as you can see, the big man is back in a big way. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Mortal Kombat 1 is coming out on September 19th. Go get it.